The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
This is Caesar, vocals for Zero Theorem, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Caesar. He's the vocalist of Zero Theorem. New EP, Ataraxis, is out now.
Yep, got that too.
EP is a top 20 new and noteworthy release on iTunes, hard rock metal. Also was named a hot new release in hard rock metal on Amazon Music. And new release ads ran on Alternative Press, Blabbermouth, Caring, Loudwire, and New Noise. Their second single, Becoming, is on SiriusXM Octane Test Drive. It's playing on 20 active rock stations right now. Also, number 46, BDS Rock Indicator. Also, their first single, called The Area, peaked at number 28 on BDS Active Rock and number 30 on the Media Base Active Rock chart. So that's pretty impressive. Caesar, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for that big introduction there. I'm doing well.
Thankfully, I got all the words said correctly.
Some of that stuff I either forgot about or you're just letting me know right now, so that's pretty cool.
What's impressed you or excited you the most about making the EP? What's caught your eye about it, if anything possibly, man?
The most exciting easily was being able to bring all these drafts, and some of which are over a couple of years old, to life, and you know, get them produced with King Churko in a proper setting, and we're really proud of the outcome.
What led you guys to pick the new single Becoming and lead single Area? What was it about these two songs for you guys to say, look, yeah, these are going to be the singles?
Yeah, I think it has to do with that they had a little bit of everything with the band. You know, we try to put forth a alternative hard rock ethos with, you know, straight ahead metal or groove metal or alt metal, and we feel like that those songs encapsulated where the band was at the time, or a year or two ago, and it really pushed forth what we felt was a good representation of what Zero Theorem was.
How long did you guys sit on these songs before you actually put them on an album or this EP actually?
Area was older. Becoming was a couple years probably, and Area was older than that. Area was probably the beginnings of it, and the initial lyrical content and some of the riffs were probably made over 3-4 years ago, but we had never really brought it to a place where we were happy about it. And sometimes that happens with songs. I mean, we have tracks that, you know, could be coming out next year that are, you know, even older than that. And sometimes you just need to work with it and keep working with it until it gets to a point that you're proud of and you're ready.
Do you guys like the EP route, you know, or do you want to have that full length out possibly? Because I know it's a lot of money to put full length albums out, but you know, a lot of them's doing it EP wise. But do you want to do a full length possibly soon?
You know, that's a good question, because we've had this discussion with people on the team and other musicians and all that. And I know personally, I like when I have a full length from a band, you know, that I like. So, I mean, I've always been kind of driving to that in the back of my mind. But yeah, I mean, and nowadays with the current landscape of how music is and how you need to get things out and be in front of people because it's such a quick turnaround and all that, EPs aren't really the worst thing in the world. But us personally, I think we're going to push for a full length next year.
Are there any songs off the EP that stand out more to you on it right now, possibly? I mean, I know these are like picking your favorite collectible, favorite animal, whatever, but are there any that stand out for you, possibly, man?
Yeah, there's a few. I tend to like Ataraxis because I feel like it starts to show more different types of ways that we can, bring together what we have as far as outlooks on how progressive music or alternative music can look and should look, combining it with the heavy groove. And it's also kind of a personal and track. And then I love Low because Low is kind of really high octane and it's fun to play live, and it's just, speed and gets people going.
How was working with producer Kane Churko, who's worked with Papa Roach, Five Finger Death Punch, of course, in this moment at the Hideout Recording Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada? Did he just let you guys do your thing, then step in when he needed to, or how hard did he push you, man?
Yeah, we're big fans of him, both personally and professionally. His influence within the genre is obviously, large. It looms large, and working with him is fun. It's educational. One of the biggest takeaways with our time with him in the studio is that we're realizing that we're just getting started with respect to options and musical territory we'd like to explore, and we have a lot of drafts that we can't wait to take to him. And he'll make us find our strengths and push those out, as well as maybe bring something else to the table that we might not have thought of, or he's great with the melodies and all that. So yeah, I mean, Kane was we're still working with him now, and it's because we are so excited about our collaboration.
That was going to be my next question. Are you guys going to be working with him on the new album, possibly on down the road, possibly?
Yeah, absolutely. The next LP, we're in the middle of recording right now. We're going in and out of the studio, kind of a thing, and taking a track or two tracks at a time. And we're going to do it all with Kane, and it's going to be. We like what we have so far, and we're getting excited about how it's progressing.
Oh, well, sure, man, and especially when you work with a familiar face, who knows exactly what you want and who can get exactly what he wants out of you. You can't go wrong. Yeah,
you got it. I mean, the more you work with someone, the more you realize, okay, this guy wants this, and he needs to see this, and it's kind of a give and take in that regard, where it's really a team kind of a deal. It's just like in sports, how certain teams play better because they've been together for a number of years, so they just know how to work together well.
Now, I know this is a 6-song EP, but how long did it take to record this, man?
It took a couple of years. It was probably more like a year and a half, because we started with Area and Becoming, and then we followed it up, in and out of the studio again for the rest of the time till we recorded it.
How much of a confidence boost is it to see your guys' songs, the second single Becoming, on Sirius XM Octane on Test Drive? It's playing on 20 active rock stations, also number 46 on the BDS Rock Indicator, and your first single, The Area, peaked at number 28 on BDS Active Rock and number 30 on the Media Base Active Rock chart. I mean, that has to be a huge confidence boost for you guys.
It's really cool. It's in fact, I was in my hometown of Chicago, and my wife and I were out, and it was actually playing on the radio station there at about 2:30 in the morning, and it was a really cool moment. It's great that these other stations are recognizing and at least playing our tracks, and to be independent and do that, it's a big deal. So yeah, it's very encouraging.
Speaking of being independent, do you like the independent way, or do you want to be with a secure label?
I'm not sure that there is too many secure labels nowadays. I feel like that the labels will expect you to bring your own stuff to them anyway. So you kind of have to do it yourself, even if you're with a label. I mean, it's going to be a team scenario. So really, it's good practice in that regard if we do end up being with a label, that we're going through and talking to a lot of people that we'd probably talk to, anyway, with a label, as far as team members with promotion and management and all that kind of a thing. So it's a good practice round regardless if we do go to a label or not.
What do you hope the fans take away from Zero Theorem's music, or message you hope they hear while listening to it?
Well, I think that depends on every song, but I would say that, overall, I would hope that they can get some kind of thought-provoking, message, and also have some fun and let loose and have it be some sort of catharsis for him where, he could just kind of lose your mind as well. I mean, that's kind of where I like, when I like to listen to music, that's what I'm going for. So
yeah,
I hope that translates.
Yeah, escape for a little while and just leave reality for a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
How much growth musically have you seen this band and including yourself go through up to the release of this EP, or has it just been more of a personal growth for each of you guys involved with this?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're learning. The process is long and arduous and blood, sweat, and tears and all that stuff. But we're learning as we go, and by our mistakes and by our, things that go over well, and we're just clawing away and really trying to push ourselves to get to the next level. And, it's going to hopefully continue with more new music and more touring and videos and all that stuff.
When you step into that studio, do you do anything differently during that writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open to new ideas and not let the music get stale? Do you do anything to help you out possibly?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you bring a draft into the studio, you don't know what road it's going to end up taking. So a lot of times you have to make snap decisions and make sure that you like what you're hearing right away. And that can be very difficult, especially for people like myself and my writing partner, Joe, and to make those decisions so quickly, because we're used to, poring over things over and over again. So you definitely need to get ready and get in that headspace to make decisions and make them quickly and make sure that they're correct ones. So it's not easy for sure, but you gotta set that up in your head.
What can fans expect at a show from Zero Theorem who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
You'll see a lot of rawness, a lot of energy. We're trying to bring a decent light show as well, and on the road. And we're playing. We've only played a few weeks here and a few weeks there, and on the road. But we just ended in Brooklyn. I felt like right at that 2-week stage, we got to a point where, we were really starting to gel, and of course the tour ended. So, it's that kind of a thing. The more you play together, the better things get.
Sure.
And we just can't wait to get on the road again and keep playing this music and pushing it out there and letting people hear it.
Do you like the digital era of recording albums to get music out quicker, and plus social media to reach out to more fans, to help up-and-coming bands? Do you like this that we're living in right now, or no?
I think there's benefits to it for sure. I mean, for instance, the social media, the best thing about it for musicians is that you can reach people. I just had someone from Argentina say that they wanted the lyrics to Euthanize, and they love it so much. And, it's that kind of a thing that just, you can just, with a Facebook message, say that, it's quick and you can get to fans very quickly. But, of course, the flip side of that is that everything is right now. And because of that, and because of the age we're living in, where everything's such a quick turnaround, sometimes the quality could go down of the music, or even just the material, or art, or whatever that you're letting out. So you really got to play the game both ways and not rush it to the point of making something come out.
Does that surprise you that you're getting support from Argentina and plus all around the world like that, man, being an independent band?
It's crazy. I think, you don't really think about it until it happens. And, we had a guy from Ireland want our T-shirt and CD, and he's spreading, the good word about ZT over there. And that stuff is great. I mean, it's really cool to to see that it could spread like that, and one person likes it, they tell their friend, it's that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And
yeah, for sure.
it's just cool. We live in a cool time as far as spreading music and how it's gotten worldwide.
What does Zero Theorem bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now? I mean, I know everybody's not reinventing the wheel, but do you guys bring anything differently to the table?
Yeah, I think the really trying to keep the cornerstone of alternative metal, which is for us going to be like that groove metal, Pantera deal with a little bit of Metallica thrash and some, the ethos of the alternative hard rock bands like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. And we're always going to have that as a kind of a cornerstone. And I think that's a little different. And then we have, progressive and experimental and electronic influences. And I think people, if they follow us and they follow the career, we have a lot of interesting drafts in the works right now. And I think if people, hang on to us and keep looking our way, they'll start to enjoy certain things. So yeah, I would say that that's what we bring.
Caesar, what made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you, man, that said, yeah, that's what I want to do right there?
I'm not sure about that, but I do know that the way heavy music makes me feel is unlike anything else on this planet, whether it be, Meshuggah or a classic, Zeppelin song or something like that. It's the way what it brings to me personally and how it makes me feel is different than anything else. And it's always kind of been there for me. And I feel like that I loved it so much that I ended up turning a page and saying, well, wait a second, I can even, I'm creating some of this and it's not that bad. So maybe I can, go down this path and see where it leads. And here I am right now.
Has there been a show or a moment that stands out to you that made you think this is really worth everything we put into this so far? If you can recall anything like that, what was that for you?
There's been a couple. I mean, definitely that first play on Octane's Test Drive, that was cool because that's a station I have in my car, that's on a lot of the time. So in LA here, there's not a lot of hard rock or heavy metal stations that are, obvious or whatever that play that all the time. So we have Octane on in the car, and that was cool to hear that. That was a big thing. I would say the first hometown show was in West Dundee, where we had a lot of family and friends come out, and that was a blast. That was a big moment. And then just, being in the studio with Kane, because, it kind of flips that switch for a song, for one of something that you wrote from being, pretty good to, holy shit, we have something here. So, but, those kinds of moments are big deals.
What's it mean to you, man? And I'm sure you get this a lot. Even being an independent band, that still doesn't matter. You guys are still making influences on folks who listen to your music. But what's it mean when you receive an email or even a fan comes up to you after the shows or prior to the shows and they tell you, hey, man, Zero Theorem's music gave me inspiration. It's just made me to get away and relax the everyday bullshit that we go through. What's that mean to you, man, as a musician?
Oh, it's just fuel for the fire, It's if you can do that with one person, it's a gigantic thing. And if you hear that from a few, well, that pushes me harder, to be honest, and it makes me want to do more and push harder and get out there and do it bigger and better.
Folks, Zero Theorem's new EP, Ataraxis, is out right now. Please get out and pick this up. It's a 6-track EP. They have some really good music on this, and you won't be disappointed. If you like some heavy, hard rock stuff, this should be up your alley. If not, come talk to me about it. We'll discuss it with coffee or some tea or some beer. We'll discuss it some way. Caesar, how?
It's only $4. So.
But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's $2, $4, $5. It's well worth the money spent, regardless. So that's just my opinion.
Appreciate that, John.
How can folks stay in touch with you guys? Buy this new EP, merchandise, tour dates, everything under the sun. How can they do that, Caesar?
Yeah, definitely. If you go to zerotheoremband.com, you can find all our socials in the top right corner, and you could stay, on top of when tour dates are coming. We're trying to get something together for November. It might be January, but we'll definitely be out on the road again. And yeah, that's it, man. We'll be in your town. So if you want to check out everything going on, we got a merch store getting ready to come up, and as well as new videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll all be on there. It'll all be through the website and through the socials.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure, no problem. This is Caesar, vocals for Zero Theorem, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please check out all of our interviews on BODS Mayhem Hour's YouTube channel. You can actually also go to BODS Mayhem Hour's Facebook, and we also have a podcast link as well. So everything and anything is found on BODS Mayhem Hour's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much. And Caesar, I wish you guys the best of luck, my friend.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.